Hello, beautiful people. This is Dr. Cari here. I'm here to talk to you about plastic water bottles. You know, I got some no's. There are some no's that I have. There aren't that many, but plastic water bottles is one of my big no's. There's so many reasons why that is. So when we're talking about plastic water bottles, there's different kinds, okay? There's the soft plastic. I don't even have one to show you. There is the hard plastic, and they have different problems. So plastic water bottles, soft plastic. Number one reason that they're a no is they have a chemical that is put on them to keep them soft. That chemical is a xenoestrogen. It is an estrogen endocrine disruptor. So it goes in and throws off our estrogen systems. Men that work in plastic factories grow boobs have a higher rate of breast cancer. Little boys that are exposed to normal level of plastic, these are studies, have smaller genitals and are more effeminate than little boys that aren't. So this is serious stuff here. And on top of it throwing off our body, it really is a travesty for the environment. Have you seen the plastic pile that's in our ocean? It's massive. And plastic doesn't go away. It might break down into tiny little pieces. Every time I drive back by a field where they have plastic covering the ground and the plants sticking out, I'm thinking, oh my God, all of that plastic is going to break down into the soil. It's going to get absorbed into these plants, and we're going to literally start eating this stuff, right? Well, why? I recommend, organic, sustainable farming. So plastic water bottles are also for women. When we increase the estrogen level in our body, we predispose ourselves to things like breast cancer, to fibroids, to cysts, uterine cancer, all kinds of not good things. So water bottles. Now, when we talk about water bottles, you see this one's got a kind of small top. The ones with the even wider tops are even better, but this is big enough that I can get a scrubby in there. So we have to really take care of these water bottles properly. If we drink out of them, and then we leave them sitting in our car, and we go the next day and we get in the car, what happens is the stuff in our saliva, bacteria, viruses, all of that, go into that water bottle, and then it sits in your car in the heat, and they multiply. It's a little petri dish, and then you go take a drink the next day, and now you're going to get sick, right? I've had people come in with those beautiful blue bottles. I have one. They're lovely. I put it on my shelf and I look at it, or I use it like I use this one. I put my day's water in this. I never drink out of it. So then I can pour it into something else and it's fine. But you drink out of it, you contaminate it, and then you got to clean it. So putting this in a dishwasher can work, but even the wider mouth bottles now are so much better because they really can clean. I've seen people, like I started to say, come in with those blue water bottles, and I look over and they've got an entire microbiome in their water bottle that isn't a human microbiome, and it isn't good for us. Like they're making themselves sick from their water, and they're having to spend thousands of dollars, getting themselves better. My husband did this. Gonna kill me for saying this. We had gone out of town and he left his water bottle in the car. We were gone for like a month, and he had lemon in it. And we got in the car and he picked up his water bottle and he took a swig, and my husband has kind of one of those guts of steel, and it took him down. It took us a long time to get his body straightened back out. But in most cases, people are just sipping little bits of it, and they're just chronically putting in not healthy stuff into their body and causing a problem. So no plastic water bottles. And God, plastic water bottles sitting in our car is even a bigger travesty because that heat causes all that chemical to get into that water. So no soft plastic water bottles. Now, why no hard plastic water bottles? So when we learned this about soft plastic water bottles, I did a big push in my clinic and I got everybody onto these bottles. They were called Nalgene at the time. And then we learned about BPA, which was worse, cancer causing. So then, and literally at that time when we learned about it, I looked up, well, what if we don't use Nalgene? What do we use? Because these weren't available everywhere at that time. You couldn't, get them all over. By the way, this is stainless steel, not aluminum. No aluminum water bottles, please. Anyway, Nalgene water bottle, and and I'm recommending things that are causing cancer. So this is where I just went to no plastic water bottles, because the truth is, until something's been used for a long time, we don't know. We know about stainless steel. Okay, it's been used for a long time. We know about glass. Love glass water bottles. They're one of my favorite. That's why I got this right here, right? Totally healthy for us. But please stay away from the plastics. So people are like, yeah, but what do you do when you travel and you fly? I take my water bottle, empty, and I go through security, and then I go to the food place and they got that water dispenser thing, and I fill it up. And now a lot of airports have those water bottle fillers. You are doing so much for your own health and so much for the planet's health by staying away from drinking plastic water bottles. They should be illegal as far as I'm concerned. Okay, so no hard water plastic bottles, because we don't know what they're made with enough yet to know whether they're going to be a problem, and no soft plastic. If you get your water delivered, the company that I used to use was Mountain Valley Delivered in Glass. There actually are other companies now. I use a Berkey countertop filter, which filters out about 96%, I think, of everything. That's a great solution. Reverse osmosis, it takes a little bit too much out. It's a little bit water wasty, but it's better than the plastic water bottle. So reverse osmosis, not expensive. You can install those in your own kitchen. So there's lots of other options other than these plastic water bottles. So no plastic, no aluminum cans, people. All those sparkly drinks in the aluminum cans. No, that aluminum's going in. Just Google aluminum and Alzheimer's. We don't want that aluminum in our body. There's not a mineral that we utilize. Okay. So I hope you find this helpful. Please, please, please get the plastic water bottles out. If you have any questions for me, just write them down below. Or if you're getting this in a newsletter, just shoot me an email and I'll make you another video about it. Sending you so much love.